Okay, guys. I voted 1,467 at our polling location. We just moved to Williams Bay about a year ago, so this is our first time voting here. Smooth, easy. I got 3 hours off work to go vote, so I have a few hours to just do what I want to do. And there's one thing I really wanted to come on here today and talk about. Not the election, not politics, none of that stuff. I wanted to come on and talk about what I've been doing for my home-based business, what I've been doing for my nutrition, my workouts, kind of just give you an update on where I'm at. So I just did a round of Whole30 because I was having major issues with gut pain, bloating. I knew that my leaky gut was back. I've dealt with leaky gut before. Whole30 was how I did it, and certain supplements and probiotics. So I went back on the supplements, got the probiotics again, but I knew that I needed to eliminate certain things from my diet so I could get back to normal, not feeling gut pain, because it would be serious, gassy pain, hurt, yell out pain. And after completing this round of Whole30, I had been great except for yesterday. So I don't even know what it was that I ate yesterday that just didn't sit well with me. But I had something that didn't sit well. It wasn't anything that was actually in the shrimp pad thai we had last night, because I had shrimp pad thai today for lunch and I'm perfectly fine. So I honestly have no idea what it was. So hopefully I just keep the things out that I had cut out, and I just keep going on how I'm going. So really what I determined this past week of reintroducing things is that gluten for me is a no-go. That sensitivity started after the pregnancy with the twins. Gluten has been a problem with me for the last 5 years. Dairy, that is a long-standing problem. That was after my first pregnancy. I started having problems with dairy. I can have limited cheese, limited, but doing the Whole30 this time, butter, I had a big problem with butter. So we use ghee now, don't use butter. I barely have cheese at all anymore. Funny thing is that when I went to Costco to get stuff for my daughter's birthday party, I got queso, because we were doing a chips and dip, chips and queso side type thing. And I accidentally got queso that was vegan, plant-based queso. So no dairy. And it was delicious. I didn't tell people it was dairy until after they ate it. And people couldn't even believe that it was queso made from plants. Cauliflower, red bell pepper, some seasonings. But that I did perfectly fine on. I don't even miss the cheese. I know I live in Wisconsin. That's a bad thing to say. I don't eat cheese, but dairy is out. It hasn't been at the limit of gut pain, but discomfort. Candy, Halloween candy, ice cream cake, regular cake, any coffee creamer that is not nut pods. So I went back and did my pure creamer. It still has sugar in it. It has some dairy in it. So just the combination maybe of the dairy and the sugar, no go. So I'm back on my nut pods for my coffee. I do have a coffee in the afternoon, just something I enjoy. So not every single day, but I have it with my nut pods. So we're at no gluten, no dairy, limited sugar. And guys, I'm going strong. 40 days, no alcohol. And I may have a few beverages over the holidays, but I've learned that I can function just fine with no alcohol. And the gluten in beer bothers me. Wine sometimes gives me a headache. Depends on if there's nitrates in it. So it's just, I'm 40. I'm getting older. My body has been through a lot with a pregnancy with a baby that was almost 10 pounds and twins that one was 7 pounds, 1 ounce, and the other one was 7 pounds, 9 ounces. Doing that, 2 C-sections, has done a number on my body, a number. And this is when these food sensitivities started happening, is after my pregnancies. And, it's normal. It's normal for us to develop sensitivities as we go along, right? Because we're being eating foods that are not good, foods that are bad for us, foods that are processed. So we are basically trying to cut all the processed foods out of our house. With a 13-year-old and a 5-year-old, that's very, very difficult. But we're trying. We're really, really trying to get no more fast food. Because the fast food, seriously, is just not good. And, I was getting a phone call, sorry. So basically, that is where we're at. Oh, there we go. That's better. Sorry, guys, where I was going. Fast food, it just tends to give me gut pain. I had a burger with an actual bun. I haven't had a bun in a long, long time, but I had a burger with bun. And again, I had the gut pain. It's just not good. And I just remember in my head how I felt when I had those things, and no more. And so how does that go into what I've been doing? So what I've been doing the past few months is using a product called exogenous ketones. Basically, I'm pretty familiar with ketosis and the keto diet, not only from when I tried it, but my son being a type 1 diabetic. Basically, he does better with a lower carb diet. That's just, he does better with his type diabetes, and that is just, it's just better for him. And I've dabbled with the keto diet. I go in and out. I don't obviously need it for medical necessity, but I do a lot better when I limit my carbs. So yes, I'm limiting sugar. I'm also limiting carbs. Still getting carbs from real foods, still getting carbs from fruits, sweet potatoes, things like that. Quinoa still does okay with me. Rice is okay. I don't really eat a whole lot of grains either. So I had been dabbling with something called exogenous ketones. If you want to know more about it, just message me. But I'm going to tell you what drinking ketones does for me. Obviously, different things work for different people. And, you need to try what works for you and figure out what's best for you and your body, where you are at in your stage of life. So for me, I use products from multiple different companies still. I use a pre-workout. I use a hydrating product. I use electrolytes. I use my ketones 2 times a day. I use a supplement that helps curb my cravings because I have a major issue with emotional eating. So I use lots of different kinds of products, superfood shake. These are just all things that keep me on track, power me for my workouts, because I am a 5:30 a.m. workout person. So I am a pre-workout meal eater, and every morning, without fail, it is 2 egg cups with nitrate-free bacon, no sugar-added bacon, so clean bacon, sweet potato, bell pepper, onion, and 2/3 egg white, 1/3 yolk. That's just kind of how I make my egg cups. A lot of my protein does come from eggs. It just works for me. So I have my pre-workout meal. I drink my pre-workout drink, which is my go-go juice, which I will always use forever. The 30 days I didn't drink it during Whole30 was rough because one of the ingredients is cane sugar, but that is something that I do okay on. And so then when I go do my workouts, I mix up my hydrate, add electrolytes to that for my workout. And then right after that, I have my charged ketones. So ketones with caffeine right after my workout, to give me energy for the rest of the day, get my mind clear, and to put me into ketosis at that point. It also helps with muscle recovery. I was using a vegan recovery formula, But that is one thing that it didn't test well for me after I did my Whole30. I just didn't do well. So I use my charged ketones as my post-workout as well. Then, I usually have a superfood about 9 o'clock, eat lunch at noon. I have my hunger suppressor before I eat my lunch. And then after dinner, which I try to limit carbs. I still have carbs with dinner, but I limit them. I have a caffeine-free ketone. So I have ketones twice a day, morning charged, evening, like 7 p.m., caffeine-free. And what exactly does that do for me? So putting myself into ketosis without having to eat a ketogenic diet, if any underlying health issues? No underlying health issues, just the food sensitivities. That is the only thing that I have had going on is food sensitivities and a major caffeine, like coffee addiction. Like I would drink gallons of coffee to like get through my day, and I don't need to do that anymore. As I said before, I have a coffee in the afternoon just because I enjoy it sometimes, but not every day. Like today, I probably won't have a coffee because I feel really great today. Definitely if you have health issues, you should definitely talk to a doctor, 100%. But, that's kind of where I'm at. What getting into ketosis does for me, what it does technically is puts your body in fat burning mode. So you're burning your fat instead of burning sugar. You want to know more, I can give you guys more science, because that's just my general knowledge of being in ketosis and using ketones. But for me, what it really does is, again, it just got rid of that coffee that I was drinking, like 4 or 5 cups a day with sugary creamer. That was what I was doing. And I thought that I was okay. It was coffee, right? But no, even the pure stuff, it still has cane sugar. It's still sugar. If you use nut pods, you don't know what nut pods are. It is basically a creamer you can get from Amazon. You can get it from Nut Pods directly. It's basically coconut, almond creamer, no dairy, and no sugar. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard. All this is hard, right? Bodies are always changing. We're always going into plateaus. It's hard. And I'm learning that I need to live my life for how my clothes fit, how I feel, how I process things in my brain. Because if I am living my life for the scale, that's not an enjoyable life. So obviously, yes, I'm trying to lose weight, but I care more about doing it slowly and healthily, right? I can send you some more information if you want. I can send you some videos if you want to know more. Absolutely, I can do that. I have no problem with sharing everything that I have. But if you're like a person that holds on to body fat, for me also, it really works on the brain fog, right? Because I would drink coffee. I would drink so much coffee, and then I would just be dependent on coffee and not like getting actual natural energy. Yes, I do use a pre-workout. That's not ketones. Yes, I do that. But that's just when I wasn't using it. I just saw a big issue in my performance on my workouts because I still use Beachbody On Demand. I still lift my weights. I still do my boxing. I still do all that fun, my bar, still do all the, Hashimoto's is, I have a feeling that that's coming for me. I'm going to go to the doctor for a checkup. Obviously in February when it's my birthday, I'll go to a checkup, and I'm actually going to ask my doctor about that because I've always had issues like thyroid issues, but not so bad that I needed to be medicated. But I think that could potentially be an issue for me. And I think as I'm getting older, as these food sensitivities keep coming up, because I didn't have all these gluten issues, I didn't have these sugar issues that have been really rampant for me. Sugar, like how sugar makes me have the huge gut pain. But no brain fog. I can focus way more. I don't need the coffee in the afternoon to keep myself focusing on reviewing charts, doing whatever I need to do. working as a clinical social worker for my career. I need to focus, right? I need to be reviewing charts. I need to be doing these things. And the brain fog is real. The focus. I just feel like I was a space cadet before. I was just like all over the place. I couldn't focus on one thing. So that is another huge benefit. So if anybody else wants more information, just shoot me a message. I will send you more info. But it's just something that I've been doing the past few months that have like completely changed everything. Obviously, nutrition I'm still doing, still working on the sensitivities, still working out, developing the muscle. But I just feel so freaking good, guys. And that is what's most important, especially if your mom, especially if teenagers are just as hard as little kids, guys. Homeschooling, virtual learning, all of this stuff. We just need to take care of us, right? So I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope everybody voted. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.